In this video, I'm going to share with you how to stop resisting life. You ever feel like life is just pushing you around? Like no matter what you do, things just don't seem to go your way? Here's the truth. Life isn't your enemy. You're just resisting life. And resisting, that's what makes it feel hard. All right, step one is simple but very difficult. That is to get out of your own way. Stop overthinking, stop trying to be perfect, and stop waiting for things to be perfect. Life works when you let it. And I know that so often when things aren't going our way, we want to intervene and we want to step in and do what we can to make change, right? And it makes sense, logically. But it doesn't always help. And I'm not saying to just passively let life kick you around and to not try and make things different, to not try and change. However, it's like we need to do what we can do, play our part, but then step back. Then just let what happens happen. Because ultimately, we're out of control of what really happens. Like we can control what we do, but we can't ultimately control what the world around us does. And so when we try and control the world around us and the universe, and we try and manipulate God, that's when things get tough and when it gets so hard and so much pressure to try and have everything right. And if you ever heard of the book, The Tao Te Ching, it talks about this a lot. The Tao Te Ching is like a ancient Chinese spiritual text, which essentially when they say the Tao, they mean the way of things. And it's like this natural harmony of life and just letting things unfold as they unfold and just moving with life. It's like if you think of a river flowing down a mountain stream, water flowing down a mountain stream. And you think of that water going around the rocks. Like it doesn't fight the rocks, it just flows around them, it flows through them. It's a metaphor basically for us. And the Tao Te Ching references water a ton. No surprise. Because if we can flow like water, if we can be adaptable like water and just move through life with that ease, then it doesn't really matter what happens out there or in our external circumstances, if we can just move with it, just accept what comes up and deal with it in the moment, whatever comes up. So it's like getting out of our own way. This is what I mean. And an example of this in my own life and what this makes me think of is my current relationship with my girlfriend. And we've been dating for around a year and a half. But before we started dating again, we were kind of seeing each other on and off. And I was in this place of feeling like I wasn't ready for a relationship. I was so caught up in my head around how I wanted things to be and how I wanted my life to be. And I wasn't ready for any kind of commitment because I was so solely committed on building my business that I was just totally closed off. And to be honest, I was being quite the jerk to her because I was just giving her mixed signals of I kind of want this, but I also don't. And I was just very much in my own way. I wasn't allowing myself just to step in and have a loving, nice relationship. It felt like it was out there sometime in the future. Like I needed to check off all of these boxes first before I could have that kind of relationship. And so I was actually working with a coach of mine at the time and I brought it to him and he's like, why can't you do both? What would happen if you had the relationship and then worked to essentially build the life that you want to build? What would that look like? And it hit me because the life that I was trying to build was to really get the girl and have the relationship down the road anyways. And so it was just this huge aha moment that I'm like, I'm just so caught up in my own way right now that I'm not allowing this beautiful relationship to manifest. So I made that shift. Now, a year and a half later, I'm so happy and with the love of my life. And so that is just step one of just getting out of our own way. And the second part to this is that you get better by doing with anything in life. Like the example before, the relationship, I didn't really know how to show up fully in a relationship and also show up fully in a business that I'm building and all of the other commitments that I had. However, it was like I needed to learn at some point. It's like I could either get the business to 1 million and then try and learn how to have a relationship in there, or I can learn how to have the relationship in there now and kind of work with it all now, because that's the goal anyways, right? And so it took some time to learn even just how to do that, which might sound funny. It's like you have to learn how to be in a relationship. But guess what? You learn by being in the relationship. And so I just wanted to start by saying that, like, nothing starts perfect. Everything always starts so messy. And like any expert that you admire, any professional in any field, whether it's like an athlete or a movie star or an artist, musician, whatever it is, go back to their origin story and they will tell you that they sucked. Like, they all did. Look at Michael Jordan, got cut from the basketball team. He wasn't very good. Look at any of these people. They all sucked. And myself sitting here making this video, I was so caught up in like, how am I going to make this? I want to make it so good and have all these cool edits and cuts and everything that I was putting this off. And so I'm like, what am I doing? I need to take my own advice. I need to just get better by doing. And that's why I was just like, all right, I'm just going to plop this freaking board here. I'm going to try and make as little edits as I can and just make a video. So if you're watching this, good for you. I'm just going through step by step, just getting better by doing. I just need to get better at making these videos. And the only way I can do that is just by making videos. And so you can expect more less than perfect production value videos out of me, just getting the ball rolling and just sharing these ideas that I have. So you get better by doing. Nothing is ever perfect. Like, perfect doesn't even exist in reality. Like, what is perfect? And so quit trying to be perfect. Just start. Be terrible. Everyone starts as a white belt. Everyone starts shitty. But that's exactly where you need to start. That's a great thing. So start shitty and then get better. All right, number 3, and this is where it gets really interesting, is that resistance is a signal. Resistance is not your enemy. And by resistance, just to clarify, what I mean by that is this tension that you feel when you go to take an action or you have this big goal that you want to go do something new. And there's that feeling inside of like, basically your body saying, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that. That feeling of resistance is just like that feeling of not wanting to do something. And so what I want to tell you is that resistance is a signal. There's a message there. It's trying to tell you something. Anytime that you feel that resistance, it's because you're leaning into growth. It means that you're stepping outside the boundaries of your comfort zone, which is good. Anytime that you are growing, it means that you ought to be uncomfortable. You quite literally, you cannot grow and be comfortable at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. It can't. that like growing itself means. You're expanding yourself. And you cannot expand yourself if you're not experiencing any form of resistance. And so this resistance that you're feeling, it's pointing you to the areas of opportunity for you. It's pointing you to the areas that you can grow and develop. It's pointing you to the things that you need to face. That's a tough one to accept, but often when you're resisting something, it means you probably should lean into that resistance the most, because that's where you're going to learn and that's where you're going to grow. Ram Dass, who was this big spiritual teacher back in like the 70s, he used to always say that this resistance, it would always come in the form of like a whisper, like a little tiny whisper, and then a little bit of a nudge, and then a little shove, and then a push, and then like a punch, and then eventually basically like a baseball bat to the friggin' head and a train running you over. He says that life is going to keep coming to you and revealing to you where it is that you need to step into and lean into and grow. And so instead of viewing this, these growing pains and this resistance as a bad thing, it's really not bad at all. It's really a blessing in disguise. I know it can feel uncomfortable, it can feel shitty, but that's what separates the people that will skyrocket and grow and excel in life versus the people who will feel that resistance and then shy away and, just submit to that resistance and never go beyond it. And so they will stay the same their entire lives. But for you, if you can lean into that resistance instead of fighting it, that is where the magic happens. So what do? You start small, you start messy, and you start today. No more putting shit off. No more waiting for some imaginary future where there's no resistance and life is just magical bliss and everything just flows effortlessly and the stars align. It's not going to happen. Okay? So it's like, how can we take one foot, put it in front of another, and then the rear foot in front of the other, and keep going with this expectation, really, that life is going to life, that things are going to happen, it's going to get tough, it's going to get hard, it's going to feel like life is trying to run you the fuck over, is what it's going to feel like. And so, are you going to crawl into a corner and hide? Or are you going to lean into that and realize that that is where the biggest growth lies? Because here's the thing. Life is already moving. And so you can resist it and get run over, or you can actually flow with it and get somewhere. It's really down to you. It's your choice. It's how you show up. So how do you want to show up? Anyways, that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I had fun with this one. So if you're new here, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.